Welcome back, please. Thank you guys for tuning in the Banner Bros channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at one of the forgotten items in the Season 4 Reloaded in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone mode, being the spotter scope. So today we're going to find out exactly how it works, some top strategies on how to use it, and exactly where to find this new item. If you guys do enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe and turn that notification bell on. It deeply helps me out a lot. And remember as well to check out our Instagram where we'll be posting memes almost every single day. The Banner Bros YT. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all in the video. So let's jump into the general ideas of the spotter scope. All right, what is the spotter scope? Basically, it is a scope that allows you to ping enemies for your squad mates, and it is a new piece of tactical equipment that basically provides you intel on distant enemies without giving away your position. So let's talk about how to get the spotter scope. So there are actually several ways to find the spotter scope out there in the world. You can find it on the ground, out on a supply box, or for a possible reward if you complete a recon contract, which is actually pretty interesting. Or, as we all know it, you kill a mofo and you take his shit. All right, that is one of the other ways that you can get this. The spotter scope must be found within Verdansk, as it is not available as an equipment option when creating loadouts. All right, it is fairly easy to find, I would say. I mean, it's not something that you find in every single location, but at least once or twice per game, you will definitely find the spotter scope. So it's not like the hardest thing to find. All right. And again, just like I said before, this is something that needs to be found in Warzone. You cannot actually add it to your loadout. So now, using the spotter scope, how does it exactly work? So once acquired, the spotter scope takes up your tactical equipment slot. So you can no longer have either gas or concussion or the heartbeat sensor that you have. It does have unlimited number of uses, similar to the heartbeat sensor. All that you have to do is press your tactical equipment weapon, and then you'll bring it up to your eye. So while viewing through the scope, you can toggle between a 1x and an 8x zoom between a normal and a thermal view, which is actually pretty interesting. But the thing that makes this spotter scope unique is that there is actually no glare while looking through the spotter scope. Unlike the bright reflection given off by many sniper optics, as you guys know, when somebody's aiming with a sniper, you can see like the mist of light, the sun falling down towards you. There is basically no glare with this one. It is very similar when you have an airstrike. I don't know if you guys have gotten airstrikes and used them, but when you do, it is basically the same thing as looking through an airstrike scope. But obviously, you can zoom in and switch between normal and thermal mode. So again, really important thing is that there will be no glare. Now, what other things does it do? I mean, because it's kind of sucks. You're like, well, you know, I wouldn't just want to scope like that. Just kind of sucks. So what you actually can do is you can actually find them and mark them. So you can find enemies and mark them. So you can spot enemies in the distance. Use the spotter scope to momentarily mark them for your squad mates. All right. All you have to do to mark an enemy is center the scope over their location and wait for the red circle to complete. The further away the enemy is, the longer it will actually take to complete the mark, from about 1 second at close range to about 3 seconds from a distance. So again, that is something pretty unique. It is kind of like the recon drone, although if they are fairly far away, the spotter scope will take quite a bit of time to mark them. That is just something that I have noticed. But the mark will stay on for about 5 seconds when you do mark it. All right, so it's very important. You wait for that red circle to charge up, and then the enemy will be marked with a little red diamond above their head for about 5 seconds, which is actually pretty good. But do keep in mind that if the enemy does have cold-blooded, this does affect it. So if the enemy has cold-blooded, you will not be able to mark him with the spotter scope, which kind of sucks. You can do the normal mark where you ping them for about a second, but you cannot do the full circle thing if they do have cold-blooded. Now, let's talk about some tips on this, right? When would you exactly use this? Is this, like, should you switch this for your heartbeat sensor? Is it actually worth it? So, in my opinion, I would say it is worth it. I mean, if your team really knows how to use it, because I did use it quite a few times. And if you're actually out there marking enemies, the thing is very important is if you actually mark the enemy, but you actually keep looking at the guy, like you keep targeting the enemy, the red diamond will stay above his head. So that is something that is a really big advantage if you're in a building and you're marking him and your teammate is going to go ahead and push him. Obviously, sometimes it's not the best, because if I would have a sniper, then I'd rather be shooting at the guy than marking him. But for example, if you don't have a weapon that shoots long range, then maybe it might be a good idea that you use the spotter scope. Now, something you can use is obviously, again, flank and spot. So for example, you send a player with a spotter scope to a vantage point, for example, somewhere that has quite a bit of height, and then he scans enemies around the area while the team loots up. So you got your guy that's covering up there. He's got eyes on the sky. Now, sometimes people say, what is better? If I have a sniper, should I pick this up? And I would honestly say not really. I wouldn't really use this if I already have a sniper. But here's the thing. Again, talking about the main thing. Should I switch this between my concussion, my gas, whatever I have? So if you're playing squad, I may suggest maybe one person try this out. Because, for example, if you're playing squad and only one person needs the heartbeat sensor, in reality, if you're a fully coordinated squad, you only need one person with the heartbeat sensor. You don't really need 4 people with a heartbeat sensor. You don't need 2. You're supposed to work as a squad, and that one person should focus on the heartbeat sensor. Then you've got the other guy that has the spotter scope, and that person should focus on marking enemies and giving a big advantage, because 5 seconds in battle is quite a bit. Like, if you're about to push a guy and you mark him, and he's got that 5 seconds above his head with that little red thing, that's going to be a pretty big advantage when you are playing with your team. So you can also learn how to push with this as well. You don't need to stay all the way back. Let's say you know you're about to fight these enemies. You mark them up real quick. It only takes a couple seconds, and then you go ahead and push them. And now if one has a spotter scope, the other one has a tactical heartbeat sensor, then maybe the other guy can have concussions or gas with restock on him. So you can always, again, have a little variety in there. But again, this is something that if you have, it's something that you really, really need to use. Not like, again, like the concussions and gas you use it when there's an enemy right in front of you, pretty easy. Tactical heartbeat sensor, sometimes you forget to use it. But this, if you don't really utilize its whole potential, it is going to be just really a wasted thing. So if you're going to grab this, you better make sure you're using the thermal. You better make sure you're spotting enemies for your teammates. You better make sure you're doing all these things and taking advantage. Because if not, it is really, really a waste of time. Again, for me personally, I don't really see anybody in my squad using this. I really picked this up. I pick this up sometimes just to kind of play around with it. But I would prefer to have either my gas grenades, that's the ones I roll with, or my heartbeat sensor. Or honestly, if my other teammate already has heartbeat sensor, I like to run with stims. That is my personal choice, but if you're the kind of that likes to spot enemies, you're the kind of guy that likes to do all that kind of stuff, definitely go ahead and try this out. If you guys got any other tips and tricks with this one that I did not mention in the video, please let me know down below in the comments. Or if you guys would like any other video, another explain video, please also let me know down below in the comment section. Again, whatever you guys let me know, I will do for you. Peace out, everybody. Again, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.